yeah, about other players, but like I feel like the comments and like everyone else has been pretty positive of her.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I will say she's not playing like amazing basketball, but that I think that's a testament to how poor her team is. I think the
I was
Fever
about to
are
say
awful.
I don't think she's playing horrible. I think she's playing the best she can play as a star player on a really bad team, where it's kind of just like, oh, we can not guard everybody else and we won't get punished. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
don't. I mean, and of course, she was number one overall pick. So you know what that means. She went to the worst team in the league. Um,
yeah.
they're only going to get better from here. I just think. I mean, she's the first player in W, or she's a player. She's a player to get to 200 points and 50 assists, the quickest in the WNBA history. Number
Yeah, she
one,
passed Sabrina.
exactly. I mean, I think the fact that she's already putting up stats that other stars, or not stars, no, but other players in the league would dream of having shows just how, she's still trying to get acclimated to the WNBA. She's only 25% through her first WNBA season, and she still has some of the top averages in every single stat.
I was gonna say yeah, she leads her team in points and in assists, and is fourth in rebounds.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's only so much more you can ask of her. Um, I don't know. I think it'll be entertaining to see how she gets better. I think her shot selection can get a lot better. I think she can gain some more muscle to not be bullied around as much. I think if we're talking strictly about the Indiana Fever, they definitely need to get an enforcer on a team that someone to protect. You gotta have someone to protect your star. People can say that's corny or say whatever about the enforcer on the team, but it's a true role. You can't name one championship team that didn't have an enforcer. Every championship team, whether if they're usually they're not the best player, like in the sense that they're not that good, but you have people like Kyle Lowry, um, Draymond Green, who are some of the best players on the team, but then also are the enforcers on the team. Where if you pick on one of their guys, you're going to be met with a lot of them in their face. So, Indian Fever definitely need to not only just boost the roster up talent wise, but they also need to get an enforcer for that team. But honestly, I'd say Kalen Clark is doing a pretty good job of filling up um, the humongous hype and pressure that's been around her. I mean, going in, but then also continuing to like build upon what she's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
But I also
What
think like
else?
all the rookies are doing pretty good. I mean, I
I
think
say
Cameron
Reese
Brink.
has had a solid start.
Yeah, she's like averaging like 11 and 9. I think
Where is she going? I'm forgetting. The
she's
Sky?
also yeah, Chicago side.
Yeah.
She's also first in the WNBA for offensive rebounds per game at 5, which is insane. That's an insane number. She actually gets more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Um, Cameron Brink also not on a great team like Kaylin Clark, but still putting up good stats. She reminds me a lot of like Anthony Davis, where she can, or maybe more of a JJJ, where she can pop out, hit the three, but then also she's a very versatile defender that can lock up anybody. So it'll be interesting to see how Angel Reese, Cameron Brink. I know you talked about Kate Martin, who
Yes,
I'm
I feel
surprised.
like she's the person that's fit in with her team the most.
Not agree. Yeah, very
I
surprised that she's getting
know
that much playing
Clark is
time.
struggling as far as it doesn't really seem like anyone on the Fever has a connection. And then on the Sky, I feel like everyone's just sort of going out to hoop. But I think, at least from the clips that I've seen, everyone's like really high on Kate. And I mean, she's getting 20 minutes a game, which is pretty great for someone who's drafted in the second round. Normally, those people don't even make the team. Period. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, she's not putting up like insane numbers, but I mean, she's filling in her role, and
and it's
she's
more about her
helping her.
defense, really.
Yeah, and I mean, and she's like they're have a solid record as well.
Hmm.
Um, but a little disappointed in Cardoso, but I know I'm pretty sure she's been injured. I thought
Yeah, I
she'd
don't
be
think she even
more of a
played to
force.
like the sixth, seventh game for them, anyways.
Yeah. But I don't know. I definitely think that people are definitely watching the WNBA more, and I think that's a great thing, especially because hate to say it, but I'm not a fan of baseball. So for there to be something to watch during the summer, I think is huge.
No,
So
I
I've
agree.
definitely been watching. I've already watched more WNBA games than I've watched NBA regular season games this year. So
No, it's crazy.
just
That's
I mean,
crazy.
because with the Celtics, I knew I was going to make the playoffs. I didn't need to go crazy and go and watch. Like, I'm interested to see what happens in a lot of these games. Like, the Liberty and the Sun today was a crazy game because the Sun had been undefeated, but the Liberty beat them. It was solid.
Speaking of Camila Cardoso, she's actually having her best game or one of her best games of the season right now. She's 13-5.
She start. Yeah, I mean that's a crazy front court to have. Two, I mean two rookies, but I mean they're both playing. So I mean Reese already has a double double as well. They're both cooking, but they're losing
Mm-hmm.
still. That's tough. That's tough.
I mean, only losing by 3
Yeah,
or 4, I guess now. 5. It keeps going up. Yeah, I don't know. I think all the rookies, like people need to because it is so many people just now hopping on the WNBA train, and I am one of those new people myself. But even then, you have to have very realistic thoughts about expectations for these players. They're not going to come out and be the best player. You know, it takes time. The women who were in the league before them weren't bums. They didn't just go from bums in the league to now you get Kaylin Clark, Angel Reese, da 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 da, and these are the best players in the world. No, there have already been you know Wilson, Bonner, Sabrina, Brianna Stewart, like Kelsey Plum, and like those are just some of like the names that I know off the top of my head. There's so many other Jackie Young, like there's so many other great WNBA players that had to carve their way through the league and are definitely hoopers and stars themselves that these women will need to look up to and model their games after. But I think so far this rookie class has done a really good job of filling up or like living up to the hype that has been set for them.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. That's really all I gotta say about the WNBA for now. Because I mean, especially since it's only the beginning of the season, there's not a crazy amount to
Yeah,
talk about.
I mean, other than Aja Wilson being like ridiculous,
Her,
I want to say in her last 5 games, I think she's averaging like 30 and like 15.
she'll probably win the MVP again.
And I say, yeah, people on Twitter were saying I've never seen an MVP start a race start and end so fast.
I mean, they're still they have like 32 games this season, or like 36.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but obviously this it's a long season. But I mean she'll definitely lead her team to be a little more successful. They have like a very mid record right now.
Who the Las Vegas?
Yeah, the Aces. Yeah,
Eh, yeah. I mean, I think as long as they can make it to the playoffs, I think they'll be fine. They have a lot of star player from top to bottom on their team. They have they have like two of their players are the best players in their position on their team.
yeah,
So I don't know. I think they'll be fine. Not only did they win the championship last year, um, they brought most of their team back. So I think they'll be more than fine.
I think it's
It
the
is
Liberties here, bro.
maybe I don't know. Seattle Storm are also looking pretty good. It's a big girl league, bruh.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to say about the WNBA before we finish the episode?
That's all I got. Do you want to see? I don't even know what you said. The big things are coming. Do you want to hint at it or something, or what? What are we doing here?
No, I'll just keep it mystery. Keep it
All
mystery
right,
for the pod, but they'll know when they know.
all right, sounds good.
But that was Jhyrah,
This is Max.
and this is Can't
It's
Handle the
King, and
Heat.
you handle the heat.